Bill Harrigan tonight blows the whistle on his 8th state of origin. So for Harvey Norman, enormous job today for Tom Raudonikis when he lost Jeff Tuvey, working Matthew Johns into the plays. Now Harrigan puts the hand up, blows the whistle. He's been a great contributor to the series, Bill Harrigan. Let's hope he keeps it going. Saylor is the first to get a touch, and Hill goes in with Barnhill and Dimmick. And it's Queensland. On the first tackle of the Origin decider, Larson taken heavily and put away there by Butterfield. Now to the right, the third tackle. Butterfield's gone looking for Tallis, so did Barnhill. And they put the big second rower down 35 out from his own line. Goddard tries to make some ground, but he's picked up and put down by Matthew Johns, whose job tonight will be to block the centre like Tuvey. They've used 5 tackles and they've gone 45 metres, the Maroons. They won here 24-23 4 weeks ago. Lockyer puts in the first kick of the game at the end of a successful set of 6. It went 45 metres approximately, and Brasher now back to the first reception committee from Queensland. A sloppy play the ball. Harrigan allows it to go. Wishart is down and tackled just outside his 20-metre line. 60 seconds gone, 79 to go. Butterfield to the 30. And centralising play as Matthew John scampers to dummy half. Lazarus tries to come back in. He's met there and put away by Langer, leading the defence with Jason Smith and Shane Webke. Now for Barnhill. He takes tackle number 5 for New South Wales to the 40-metre line. For Matthew to go to Andrew Johns. And then he puts in a towering kick. And it's going down towards Lockyer and O'Davis. Combatants of the highest degree. But friends, of course, tonight, very much so. Lockyer grasped, great chase by Johns. Andrew.
Big plus for the Blues tonight, the kicking game of Andrew Johns. I think it's the best in the competition. We just saw evidence of it then as Webke, taken by Daly and company.
Butterfield's getting himself involved in everything. He's using whatever petrol he's got early. Tallis goes up, hurdles at the opposition, but Fittler meets him, and he's blocking down the left centre defence area as we find Darren Smith making his first attacking run. He's out to the 30-metre line for Kevin Walters, a dummy half, to run and then put in a kick. It's going down to the New South Wales 20-metre line. Brasher brings it away. Over the 30, 35 in fact, and there he's put away, swamped out there by Eichen and O'Davis, and it's McDougall now coming away from the touchline on the far side of the ground, playing it back for Daly. Daly passing, Fittler on, Andrew Johns across the halfway line. Kevin Walters wrestles with him, the ball goes down, Saylor picks it up, and it'll be played by Queensland just outside their 30.
And it was knocked back by a Queensland hand. That was very, very close thing for the Queensland defence. Andrew Johns nearly getting a pass away to a support on the inside. It was a timely intercept. Maroons now work it wide on their own 30 line. Good ball out to the winger.
So it's O'Davis on McDougall. McDougall, the Newcastle winger, on O'Davis, his Newcastle fullback. And O'Davis has come out of the tackle injured. He's gone to ground, now he's up. It's Kevin Walters making a run to the halfway, and New South Wales desperately pull him down through Barnhill and Butterfield. Played back for Goddard, to the left for Langer. Langer across the face of Tallis, and finding Renouf, and Renouf is forced down by Hill. They've had a great confrontation since this series started for Harvey Norman, as it goes across now from Lockyer, and he puts up a left-footed kick. High, the chasers are on top of it, and it's McDougall safe under pressure for the Blues.
Yeah, nice take there from McDougall. Referee has called a halt. Blood bin it is.
On Eichen.
Or Ben Eichen. And just in the background, Robbie O'Davis is not well. He couldn't chase that kick. There's one plus for them is that Matt Singh is on the bench. He'll be able to slot straight in there on the wing if O'Davis has to leave the field.
Robbie O'Davis, this was the tackle. It was McDougall. He put him away, and O'Davis injuring one of the legs as this first stoppage in play sees Matt Singh jogging across to the far side of the ground to take the place of Rob O'Davis. You'll remember O'Davis in New Zealand only lasted a similar length of time.
Well, in fact, Robbie O'Davis is still out there. Eichen is the man who's gone off for Matt Singh, so they're hoping that O'Davis will be able to run that out as Glenn Lazarus picks up good 7 or 8 metres. Strong defence again from Webke and Darren Smith.
Matthew Johns away now, and it's David Furner wearing jumper number 16. Furner And he was taken in a very hard tackle as it goes back for Andrew Johns. He puts a kick in, and there's O'Davis. He's not leaving the field, as you can see. In fact, he's running down the middle of it and doing well. Almost looking as though he's totally free in his action. So we've got Matt Singh on, taking the place of Ben Eichen, who's in the blood bin, and O'Davis is still there. 30 metres out from the Queensland line. It's with Saylor. Saylor running into Butterfield, whose head went rocking back on its shoulders there. And he'll play the ball. Big Wendell Saylor. Butterfield already. Peter, just check his tackle count.
Yeah, he leads the tackle count with 5 and also leads the hit-ups. That's what we expected from Butterfield. Heavily involved as Langer goes centre field. Oh, good tackle.
Oh, Jason Smith whistled down heavily by Fittler over the top. Ferner underneath, but they got a quick play the ball from Jason Smith, and the kick sends Brasher inside his 10-metre line. Here's Brasher now, coming away, trying to reach the 20, but dragged down by Singh.
Just on that occasion when Queensland went wide with the ball, Smith was looking for an inside pass, and maybe that's a tactic that Queensland will use tonight, the inside ball trying to break up the Blues defence. And
while Paul was talking, what about the hit on McDougall from Darren Smith and Webke? They really rocked him up, and McDougall going back to his position with a smile on his face, but I think it might have hurt a bit more than that. The ball played back for Matthew Johns. He scampers away. He could prove to be an ace in the game. 43 metres away from his own line, playing it back to Fittler. Fittler on for Andrew Johns to keep it low. It bounces away from Saylor into the hands of Lockyer. Saylor falls back in expectation, gets the ball. Barnhill comes up in the line. Then Saylor chances a pass, and Lockyer's pulled down by an enthusiastic defence and chase from Daly and Barnhill. Langer turning it back in. Jason Smith just outside his own 20-metre line. The series locked at 1-1, and this is the decider in front of a big crowd at the Sydney Football Stadium. And right around Australia and in other parts of the world, we welcome you to our telecast. The ball now with Tallis for his 3rd hit up in the game. Tackled on the 30-metre line, Queensland's end, and Dean Pay is on. Glenn Lazarus is off.
And also Andrew G on for the Maroons, taking the place of Shane Webke as Larson tackled 39 out from his own line.
Kevin Walters to kick. He gets it in just in the nick of time as Pay tries to charge it down. Wishart gets it on the bounce, sets off across the park. Langer umbrellaed him back in, hunted him back in, and Wishart will play it on the 40-metre line as Dimmick works from acting half into the hands of Hill, and Hill's able to make a gain of about 4 metres. Eichen's got the head bandage, but he's back into the action. Away for Andrew Johns, an infield pass for Dean Pay to the halfway line, right in the centre of the ground. Looking quite barren, actually. No score, opening minutes of the game. 7 of them gone, in fact. Barnhill running across fractionally before trying to straighten. He's pulled down by Eichen and Jason Smith and Alan Langer. They work a blindside play, and Daly takes on Langer, beats him. All ends up, then McDougall, now for Matthew Johns. He finds his brother in the centre of the park. He steps off his right foot and angles back in towards the forwards coming across. Larson shuts it down, together with Andrew G. Then Daly away for Fittler. Fittler to the air. High, straight down to Saylor. Saylor, oh, he did well. He did very well. I think he lost it for a moment. Now, look at this big winger from Queensland making a spirited run down the left flank.
Well, that was absolutely superb from Wendell Saylor. It was a difficult take. The ball was swirling. He got it well out from his body and then made a great bust. And now Queensland away on the far side with Eichen combining. O'Davis, Smith.
Flick pass from Jason Smith finds Kevin Walters. Walters is into space. He's going to score. Kevin Walters, he scored the first try here in Origin 1, and he's put it down again in Origin 3. Well, let's go back to Wendell Saylor. How important was his performance?
Well, it set it up, didn't it? Look at the take. It's well away from his body. They're the most difficult. He beat some clutching defenders. The kicker, Brad Fittler, came across to make the tackle along with Andrew Johns. And then Alan Langer saw on the far side that they had a chance. A good quick play of the ball, keeping the ball alive. Some lovely interplay out wide. Ball from Langer. Quick one on from Jason Smith. Benny Eichen. Beautiful pass to Robbie Davis. Smith involved again. The flick pass finding Kevin Walters. They all hang off. Laurie Daly falls. Hook, line and sinker for the dummy. And Kevin Walters finishes off a great move. It's been a quality start, hasn't it? I don't think we've had a mistake so far in this game.
And what a great Origin try. One of the classics. 8 pairs of hands there. The Queensland side, they found some space out wide and utilised it to perfection. A great ball from Jason Smith, and look at the dummy. Here you are, Kevy, over near the sticks. He's had a good start to the game as well, Kevin Walters. He's taken over the kicking duties from Langer in general play. He's put in a couple of good ones, but what a great dummy.
Yeah, we say so many times that the most dangerous player on the football field is the one carrying the ball. On that occasion, McDougall and especially Laurie Daly overread the situation, looking to see where the receiver might be. In the end, Kevin Walters kept the footy to himself.
Darren Lockyer has a 100% record in Origin Series 98, and he keeps it intact. There it is. Queensland 6, New South Wales yet to score at the 9th minute. As the ball is transported back to the halfway by Andrew Johns. Well, in both Origins, Queensland have led 6-0. They went on to win the first, of course, and then they relinquished the second. This is Shane Webke bringing it back. About 18 metres out from his own line. First tackle, new set of 6. Queensland 6, New South Wales yet to score. And coincidentally, Queensland led by that margin in each of the Origins decided. Robbie Kearns has got his first taste of Origin football. He's out there as Queensland use up the first set following the restart. And New South Wales are starting to struggle in defence in certain parts of the ground. Langer puts in a kick that's going down towards Rod Wishart. That could be a knock-on. Bill Harrigan's ruled that it went backwards.
Gee, that did look to be propelled towards the opponent's goal line. Never got in a good position to take that one, Rod Wishart. That's a let-off for the Blues. They'll try and work it out again. Struggling at the moment.
Here's Rod Wishart. There's no doubt it came off the hands and it was propelled towards his opposition dead ball line.
Dead set knock-on.
Absolutely a knock-on, but Harrigan allowed it to go. Robbie Kearns is with the football, and welcome. Webke was there, hanging on in the defence as Andrew G. Then it's gone through the Johns brothers and way out to Terry Hill, like a bullet. It finished up with Hill. He asked the referee, what do I do? He says, play the ball. Brasher a dummy half. Andrew Johns away for Brad Fittler. Fittler puts his kick straight to Darren Lockyer, base back on his 10-metre line, and he comes to the 20 before Jim Dimmick is there with Terry Hill.
And we just saw a telling statistic there, 60% of possession going the Maroons' way. That was their problem in the first half in game 2. They were tackling the whole first half, never really got into the match. That's what they needed to turn around at the moment. They've done it well.
Davis in from the right wing, taking a play out for Queensland. He hasn't been keen to run with it, Robbie. He's trying, I'm sure, to get back somewhere near 100%. As G rolls it up. And it's Barnhill who meets him in the centre of the park together with Kearns on 5. Langer for the kick. Low. Bouncing inside the 20. Down to the 10 for Brasher. Brasher's got a maroon ring waiting for him. 22 metres out from the Blues line. McDougall waits. And now he's away. McDougall to the 30-metre line. Queensland 6, New South Wales 0. First points came at the 8th minute. Now it's with Brad Fittler. He dummies on the outside to Dean Pay. Takes the defence of Darren and Jason Smith. They played in Origin 1. And prior to that it was 1994 when they last played together for Canterbury. Now Andrew over the halfway. Robbie Kearns. Kearns taking a chance, getting it out the back. And Andrew G in a wrestle for the ball. Queensland have got it fairly. That's legal possession for Queensland as Kevin Walters plays it. Kearns didn't need to pass that ball. Darren Smith held and put away by Dimmick, getting an assist from Barnhill. Barnhill working hard in defence, but nobody worked harder than Butterfield in the opening exchanges. Tallis now struggling to break free. And look at the defence that he takes out with him. 3 of them, at least one of them onto the bicycle and backpedaling. Then it's Langer pushing across. Jason Smith finding Lockyer. Lockyer finding O'Davis. O'Davis is met by McDougall. And the Newcastle wingers are having a battle royal out there. Played by O'Davis. Back on the left for Langer. Langer for Walters, his confidence high. Back on the inside. He looks and finds somebody in the shape of Lockyer. Now for Jason. Puts in a little kick. It makes McDougall run urgently back to the 10-metre line.
There's one difference I've noticed between the two sides, that when Queensland run, they've got support and people to offload to. In New South Wales, a distinct lack of support when they're taking the ball up.
New South Wales starting to bunch. They've been doing so much defensive work. it's showing through on the faces of some of these New South Wales players as Barnhill plays it. Kern straight ahead, crossing the 20-metre line. Ryan is on. Tallis is in a break. And then it's Matthew Johns away for Jim Dimmock. Dimmock met by Darren Smith on the 30-metre line. Lazarus waits to come back into the action. Matthew Johns puts in a kick, and this one's again going straight to Lockyer. Not a lot of thought about some of these kicks from the Blues, and Lockyer runs it back to be met by Andrew Johns, Terry Hill and Jim Dimmock. About 5 metres on the Queensland side of halfway. Goddard for Langer. Langer away for Renoff. They're looking for him to really put his hand up tonight, Renoff.
And you know that Queensland are well and truly on their game when they get set to go wide early in the tackle count. The kick came on that occasion. They had 4 or 5 players rushing back to give themselves a back line. And the big difference so far for me has been Darren Smith at lock forward and Jason Smith back into the team. So many more options with those 2 players there.
So Queensland putting another attack together, and that's Peter Ryan. 35 metres away from the Blues line. This is the last. Langer to the air. He's looking out there for O'Davis and Aiken. The jump is on. The bounce was there. Aiken bats it down. Langer ran around behind Jason Smith. Somehow or other he got a kick in. Brasher's got a shadow over it, but he has to put it over the dead ball line. Great work by Langer.
And they've got a penalty out of it, New South Wales. Inside the 10, he is saying, Bill Harrigan. Probably from the last kick. It's a great battle, this one. There's the bat back now. Langer kicks it. And Aiken is in front of him.
Yeah.
And gets within 10 metres of the ball, does he?
Yeah, that's the ruling, Paul. You're spot on. It was Ben Aiken who was the offender. Wally Lewis in the box with us for Origin 3. He's been with us right through the series. How do you see it so far, big fella?
Well, despite the flow of the game and going Queensland's way at the moment, I think that New South Wales are probably in front in one department, and that's their speed out of the defensive line. They're racing up and trying to negate as much time as Queensland have got with the ball. They're way in front in that department. The rest of it, I think, is pretty much down the middle.
Penalty to New South Wales, so 2 in a row in rapid succession. It's against the tackler, not getting away. Steve Roach on the sideline.
Yeah, the Queenslanders look a lot smoother than the New South Welshmen at the moment. When they've got the football, it's easy to see that there's a lot of teammates playing in that side. If I was New South Wales, I would bring Laurie Daly in the 5'8". He needs to get his hands on the football and organise. How's
the big fellow next to you? How's he handling it?
A little nervous, Rebs.
Good on you, Paul. We'll come to you when things settle down a little bit more. It's Lazarus now. The Chief Harrigan is on the sidelines with Blocker. Now it's gone from Andrew into the hands of Fittler. Back in the cross for Daly. Inside for Brasher. A similar play to one that scored them a try here 4 weeks ago. Play by Brasher. Now for Fittler. Then an inside ball. Pay runs at Jason Smith, who's working hard in the middle. Goddard around the legs. Matthew Johns picks it up in one hand. Runs to the 10. Daly is there. Daly looks to unload. Brasher is there. Brasher takes the tackle. 10 metres out, wrapped up by Langer and Aiken. Queensland hanging on in defence as long as they can. They weren't happy in Brisbane with Harrigan's rulings there. Now Hill on the extreme right of the ground. Wishart goes away from the touchline. He gives a handoff to Dimmock, and Dimmock will take the tackle, saying to Wishart, thanks very much for nothing. 5 tackles gone. Long ball for Andrew. He kicks to the other side of the ground. Brasher's underneath it. The bat down has come off Brasher. Jason Smith has cleaned up, but they got no advantage. And he will turn it over and give it to Queensland, back on their own 10-metre line.
This is a great defensive line that Queensland have got happening tonight. Harrigan said that came off Brasher. So Queensland rucking it out from their own line now, but everywhere New South Wales go, there's nowhere for them through that line.
Penalty to Queensland. Penalty goes to Queensland. With Peter Ryan running it out. First penalty of the game for the Maroons. 2 of them have gone to New South Wales. And the 3 penalties have all come in the last 4 minutes. Bill Harrigan at one stage in 2 Origin matches had given 5 penalties in 100 minutes. Now, Queensland with this lead of 6-0, and Tallis back into the battle. Menzies is on in the headgear in 17, and underneath there making the tackle Matthew Johns with the help of Menzies. Goddard decides that it's time to go. He reaches the halfway line. Menzies waits for him and puts him away together with Dean Pay. 6-0. Kevin Walters scored the try at the 8th minute it was, and it was converted by Darren Lockyer. Darren Smith will play the ball on the New South Wales 40-metre line. Bill Harrigan checking his 10 metres, and now it's with Larson. Larson has played more Origin football consecutively than any other player. He broke Wally Lewis's record in this series. Langer puts a kick high, very high, and McDougall did well. He kept his eyes on it and wrestles with the defence. Reminds me so much of Michael Hancock, it's not funny. Now, Daly goes from dummy half, running at Aiken and O'Davis. Down the left of the ground, the New South Wales captain plays it. On the 20-metre line, it's pushed by Fittler. Long ball finding Andrew Johns. He steps, he beats the Queensland defence of Peter Ryan. Improved the position of the football out to the 30-metre line. Now, it's Matthew Johns running to Langer. Then it's away for Daly to beat Aiken. Then he gives it to McDougall. He takes on Langer, and Langer shows that strength and pulls him down. Frustrating. The New South Wales defence is the New South Wales attack is the Queensland defence. They've had a couple of chances, half chances, that have been snuffed out by this brick-like defence. On the last tackle, the kick again straight to Lockyer. They're not making him work very hard at all.
No, but you can say the same for the Queensland kicking game as well, Ray. Very surprising how many times in this match the kick has gone straight to the respective fullbacks. Wendell Saylor now getting involved. Madonic is still using plenty of interchange players. Robbie Kearns back on. Menzies is out there. Gary Larson, I don't think he'll ever be interchanged. If you're the coach of Queensland, you just don't worry about him. Let him play his own game and rotate the others.
Great run by Webke. Still, we haven't seen Ken McGuinness. It's away from Langer, and then for Lockyer. Lockyer pops it up for Renoff. Renoff tackled by a fallen body, and it might have hurt him too.
Yeah, the legs clipped from the man being tackled on Steve Renoff. It was Darren Lockyer.
Kick bouncing up favourably for Wishart. He's away from his 20, away from Ryan, pursued and put down by Aiken. Aiken finding himself in the centre of the field now. He's playing right centre, just outside the 30-metre line. It's played back for Fittler. New South Wales yet to get on the board. Robbie Kearns met by Ryan. Wrestled down, away from dummy half, Matthew Johns. Halfway line. One thing about Matthew, he didn't have time to get nervous. Played back for Daly, then for Fittler. Fittler angling across. He's going to have to be everything we think he is. Here's a chance. Wishart pulled down 28 metres out from the Queensland line, and referee Harrigan.
High tackle, Ray. He's got Kevin Walters for this one.
It's only a penalty, Kev. Kev, it was only a penalty. It was high. You jumped up. That's how you got him.
No need for any further. The hero and the villain, Kevin Walters.
There's been a couple that have been let go by Bill Harrigan, but this one was pulled up, and I don't see what Kevin's got to complain about there. It was up around the neck area. He obviously doesn't like the decision.
Pete, the first time that Brad Fittler's really taken them on in the game, and he made a good play for New South Wales, some space down that right-hand side for them.
Now Lazarus, they're just outside the 10-metre line. Andrew Johns tries to step and beat them himself, but Webke showing great reflexes. Now Fittler's into the line, gets the pass away. The Blues can't get it over the line. They take the corner post. Terry Hill back to the 20 for the restart. Great defence by the Maroons.
It was great defence, but they're really going to have to clean up that defence. That's a couple of times now Wendell Saylor's come in off his wing, left his winger unmarked. They're going to have to mark that. Great strength from Renoff there. A little bit of misfortune going the Blues' way, but we certainly have got a battle royal.
Comments from Wally Lewis. Steve Roach on the sidelines with Paul Harrigan. Peter and Paul in the box, covering the decider. 30-metre line for Larson, and now O'Davis, a scamper away from dummy half, but pulled down by Johns. Played back for Langer. Langer for Darren Smith. Back inside for Langer. Langer tries to fend and go through, but waiting there to bring him down was Butterfield. Langer got up and seemed to throw a little punch, but it's been allowed to go. Aiken is there, pulled down 42 metres away from the Blues line. Kevin Walters to the blind side, which has got plenty of personnel. Lockyer puts a kick in, high. The runners have got time, but so too has Brasher. 12 metres out from his own line. Wishart throws the ball across for Menzies. They mustn't give him any room to move. Stephen Menzies, he's got the pace of a centre, as Daly now tries to break it across the 20-metre line for his team.
Queensland seem to be having much more success getting out of their own danger area. They go forward this evening far better than what we saw in the first two games. The other side of the coin, it really does look as though New South Wales struggling to get out of this area. This is the fourth tackle, still not 40 metres out from line. In fact, it's the last tackle.
So they've only made 35 metres before the kick from Menzies. Menzies putting the kick down. O'Davis comes up with possession off his own 30-metre line and makes a 15-metre run. Pulled down by Robbie Kearns. And he plays the ball back for Singh. Singh deciding that it's time to go from dummy half. The big men starting to tie. 4 or 5 metres into Blues territory. Here's another dummy half run from Walters. He had Rebke running as a decoy for him. They're on the Blues 40-metre line. Langer, he puts himself in the action before Andrew G takes it towards the 30. Queensland setting it up. Now they come on the left of the ground. For Langer again to dummy and step inside the 30, and he takes it to ground on 5. Lockyer is shuffling out to the left of the park, and he's out there waiting for this pass from Aiken, but he was running a decoy. Jason Smith had overcalled him, and then Jason puts a grubbing kick into touch. 6-0 Queensland, 25 minutes gone.
It's still a good tactic having Jason Smith out wide, bringing the defence up, and then getting the kick in. It was just misdirected. He wanted to get into the in-goal area and get the chasers down there to maybe force another set of 6 through the line drop out. Having Smith in this side, Jason Smith that is, takes so much pressure off Alan Langer.
Jim Dimmick uncertain to the call there. It was Menzies they wanted off, and Dimmick remains. Terry Hill, the ball knocked down by Queensland, and that will be a knock-on. Right in front of the uprights, another scrum will go down. New South Wales will have the loose head and feed. We will take a break as the scrum packs. Back to you in just a moment. So the Blues coming away from their 10. Half a chance here. Fittler putting it down for Ken McGuinness. McGuinness on at the 25th minute. Fittler waiting. Kearns, Barnhill, G the tackler. New South Wales from the scrum have improved the ball down to the Queensland 40-metre line. Fittler made a half break. Now Andrew Johns spirals clear of the tackle. Kearns, then Johns, second bounce for Barnhill. A dummy then, and away goes Barnhill to the 20-metre line on 5. Dummy half, Matthew Johns runs a blindside. We've seen a Johns do that before. Lockie is in the in-goal, putting a shadow across it. And it'll come back to the 20 for the restart.
Gee, there's a great tackle there by Jason Smith in cover. David Barnhill looked very dangerous, went across the field, had some support, but Smith came from nowhere to pull him down. Look at him. He gets through the line. Look at Smith came over. He had to cover plenty of territory there.
Big Andrew G. Price. Picked up a try in Origin. Kevin Wallace doing quite a bit of dummy half work. Tallis is through. He brushed away one of the defenders, and here's Ben Aiken. He's into big space and he'll score. Aiken gets the second try for Queensland. Oh, Gordon Tallis. He looked like he was swatting flies.
He went straight through David Barnhill, and not many players do that, but Gordon Tallis, back to his destructive best, drives forward, straight through Barnhill. Looks like he's covered by plenty of players. In fact, 2 get involved there, and he just gets the right arm free. Benny Aiken, he puts the arm up, and he's still 25 metres out. He knew he was under the posts. Again, Gordon Tallis proving the most destructive one-on-one when taking the ball forward. Beautiful offload.
What a run. I talked about support. Benny's got the arm going up already. The big smile on his dial. He knows he's going to score a try right under the sticks, but he came from nowhere to get there. A great effort by Ben Aiken to get there in support. Fantastic run by Gordon Tallis. I spoke to him yesterday. He was very disappointed in the way he played in that second game. He vowed that he would play a lot better tonight, and he's doing just that. Look at Aiken go. What speed.
And when you get two players in a tackle at origin level, the ball has got to be stopped. When he got through the line, the conversion is successful. He had to be stopped.
So Darren Lockyer keeps his record perfect for 1998. Queensland 12, New South Wales yet to score. Viewers watching our coverage tonight include those on Sky Sports and TV3 in New Zealand, and we're going live tonight through the United Kingdom on Sky Sports over there as well. You're watching the showcase of Rugby League. Nothing shows the calibre of our game better than a decider. (12-0) Queensland. Andrew G playing the ball. Oh, Price took his eyes off it, and Harrigan will put a scrum down. This will give the Blues a chance. In fact, it'll give them a good hope. 9 minutes from the break.
And they desperately needed this, I'll tell you, because not just struggling on the scoreboard, they're struggling in general play. Their go forward has been ordinary. A couple of the players going a bit dusty, but this will be their best chance.
Here's Fittler taking them on. Away for Terry Hill. Taking it inside the 20-metre line, but an avalanche of Queensland defence. 4 of them took him on. Now David Furner, 12 metres out from the Maroon line. They've visited down here, but they've come away empty-handed. Andrew John buffeting. In defence was Aiken and Price. Fittler steps off his left foot. 3 metres from the line. Dimmock. Andrew John drifting across. And then for Terry Hill. Ken McGuinness. Ken McGuinness is over. Kenny McGuinness is over. He didn't get a run in Origin 1. It took them 25 minutes to put him on in Origin 3. And the Western Suburbs three-quarter has scored for the Blues.
And isn't it great to see Ken McGuinness get a try at Origin? Beautiful pass here from Andrew Johns, I think it is, to get it out wide. Wasn't read particularly well out wide by the Queensland defence. That's the pass, that was a beauty. Terry Hill inside, he frees it there. You can see that these players have taken a fair while to come across. That enables the try scorer to get him through that hole. And as play continues, he still had a bit to do, but the momentum, he kept his head.
Andrew John has kicked 4 from 10 in the series, and he's not had what you might call easy kicks right through it. This one is 3 metres in from touch. He's on the 20-metre line. We're about to go in with him. Hits it, and he's pushed it out to the right again. So, no improvement for Andrew Johns. It's a look of disappointment.
They really needed to score that try.
They certainly did. It's hard to tell their sentences from both sides. It's going up and down like a yo-yo, but one mistake there from Queensland, and fortunately, we converted for a try. Much needed too.
Harrigan, Newcastle captain, on the sidelines with us tonight as a special guest. Brasher bouncing away from Andrew G. Put down on the 30-metre line. 2 Queenslanders involved. And it looks to me as though they've worked on that part of their game, taking full advantage of the referee's tolerance. And there's nothing wrong with that pay.
And quite remarkable what scoring points does. 3 tackles now, they're 45 out from their own line. And a penalty kick will improve that position as well.
Peter, would you be inclined to move Daly in, give him some time with the ball in his hands, more so?
No, I'm happy with the way things are going. In fact, I've got no doubt that Brad Fittler looks to be the most dangerous player with the football in his hands at the moment.
And actual fact, I think Laurie Daly's having a fine running game out there wide in the centres.
He confesses that he doesn't like playing centres, but he put his hand up to go there in dire straits for New South Wales. Now, Andrew Johns and long ball. Fittler. Fittler's going to have to play as good as he can play. Menzies. In fact, I read an interesting article about Brad Fittler in Rugby League Week, where he used to look up at Wally Lewis and say, I want to be like him one day. Well, there's no better time than now for Brad Fittler. Here's Brasher. Brasher's 15 metres out from the from the Queensland line.
We all did, Ray.
He shaved his head, he can, but
Dimmick. Now, Fittler, long pass, finding Andrew Johns working tirelessly. Menzies. There's that defence clamping on him. And it's Peter Ryan in 16. 12 metres out from the Queensland line. Can they score again? Daly runs at them, tries to bust through between Aiken and Darren Smith. Is it, or is it Price? It's Darren Smith. This is the last, and now it's away from Fittler. Fittler and Andrew Johns, they're the key men. They roll it in. Sailor's on top of it, and he put it over the dead ball line. Or did he indicate that it's come off the Blues and not Sailor? He's taking them out to the 20.
Well, this is a big call. Wendell Sailor coming across the bouncing ball. Rod Wishart comes in from his blind side and didn't touch the football. That's a dud call and a very important one at a crucial stage.
Bill Harrigan got a call. There's Jeff Tuvey nodding the head or waving the head negatively. Why wouldn't he? That was a bum of a call, let me tell you, and you can't blame Harrigan. He eyeballed the touch man. It was his call.
Little things in game, Ray, changed the course. A lot of pressure applied there from New South Wales with a couple of sets of 6 in a row. They would have got the ball back, and we're into the last 5 minutes of the first half where you do see points scored, especially at this level.
Ryan plays it back. Goddard gives it off. Sailor runs at Fittler. And then Dimmick helps him. Fittler is really putting his whole weight into this game tonight. Sometimes I've watched him and thought you're in second gear.
at the moment, Ray Fittler's actually playing in the forwards, and Daly has moved to 5'8".
Goddard. Langer, inside ball, picking up Robbo Davis. And he's underneath the tackle of Menzies. Now to the right. Langer, back for Jason Smith. Rose looking to unload. O'Davis asked to put the kick in, and it will roll over the sideline 35 metres out from the Blues line.
But I really do think for the Queenslanders, they have to structure their kicking game a lot better than it's been in this first half. They've got to pressure the New South Wales defence.
Daly playing at 5/8 now. McGuinness playing in the centres on that occasion. Plays it on the 40-metre line. Butterfield, he takes them on. Webke was waiting, so was Darren Smith. Dimmick to the left. Barnhill accepts and crosses the halfway line. Goddard blocking down the centre with Andrew G that time. Pay, short ball, Andrew Johns, then Daly. Now McGuinness into the back line again for McDougall. Put Matt Sing on the far side, and Sing won the battle eventually. Andrew Johns as they come back. Fittler back. Johns is there to support. Out wide for Butterfield. Butterfield for Terry Hill. Hill wants Richard inside. Sailor puts him down. Now they're 12 metres out on 5, the Blues. Away from Andrew Johns. Picking up Brad Fittler. Fittler away for Laurie Daly. Daly for Brasher. Brasher's tackle. That's the turnover.
Great tackle. Jason Smith again. That was built into a try, but Jason Smith in the ball and all tackle snuffed it out when the Queensland defence looked to be stretched. Have a look at this tackle. This is as good as you'll see.
O'Davis. Wounded early in the game. We're not seeing the real Robbie O'Davis, but he's battled on. Webke.
Now this clearing kick coming up for Queensland, Ray, is going to be very important for Queensland. If it's a bad one, they're going to be back under pressure.
Langer. Jason Smith, his brother, running on his outside. Langer supports inside. Kevin Walters does the same, and then a desperate tackle by Daly. Played back and away. Aiken, one of the Queensland try scorers, bounces it down towards the 10. Better than that, 5 out from the line. Wishart comes away. Goddard's after him and makes the tackle. Doesn't secure. Wishart crosses 20. He will play it back for Jim Dimmick. And Dimmick looking for runners. He couldn't find them. Now he finds Andrew Johns. My goodness, he'll sleep well tonight. And this is Terry Hill, who's played magnificently, as said by Paul and Wally, 35 metres away from the Blues line. Great competitor Terry. Butterfield on the end of the Renoff tackle. On the 40-metre line, half-time is only a matter of 10 seconds away. And it's again Andrew Johns working with Brasher, supporting Brasher, turning it in. Wishart couldn't get a catch on it. And that will take us almost assuredly to the break. But Andrew Johns, as I said just a few moments ago, working tirelessly with Brad Fittler in particular. They've had the ball in their hands. They're working everything they know against what has proven to be almost impregnable, the Queensland defence. Aiken got one try, Walters got the other. We are going to a break. I hope you're enjoying it. 12-4 at the moment in favour of Queensland. We're back soon with the second half at the Sydney Football Stadium. 40 minutes left. 40 minutes to decide the Harvey Norman Origin Series. The Blues with first use of it, and Lazarus the first taken down by Queensland. Butterfield the second. Tries to fend off Darren Smith, but he and Goddard make the tackle on Anthony Butterfield. Now Fittler. Third tackle, 30-metre line. Dimmick, the mark is split. He reaches the 40 on 4. Now Lazarus, his second touch. Good start by Lazarus. They'll be looking for him to inspire. It's a very good set of 6 by New South Wales. And Robbie O'Davis at full back. Driving tackle by Barnhill and his colleague Dimmick.
He actually spent the last 7 or 8 minutes at fullback at the end of the first half. Darren Lockyer left the field. So he started there again for the second half, and we also have no Matthew Johns out there for the Blues. Jimmy Dimmick played dummy half for the first set of 6. O'Davis nearly gets through.
That was very much a case of good fortune. It's put the Blues on the back foot. Langer tries to cut them open. Fittler continues to work very, very hard. Webke, 5 from the halfway. 5 gone for them, so they've replied with their own good set. Walters the kick, making Bouchard move one way then the other. Rashes with him. The Illawarra winger brings it out. Crabwise, in fact. Barnhill just beyond the 30. Steve Roach on the sideline. What did you find out?
Yeah, well, firstly, I'll go through the Queenslanders. Darren Lockyer's got a cork thigh. They're going to assess him in another 10 minutes. Wayne Bennett was pretty happy. He just said just a couple of silly penalties costing us, and we need to concentrate a little bit more. He said we've got to move up before we slide, because when we get tired, we're just straight away sliding and letting New South Wales get on the outside of him. He said, look, we're wrapped in the go forward and our support. That's what wins big games.
Yeah, Andrew Johns, supported by Fittler. Daly pass with his back turn. Hills paid the penalty. Queensland have got the reward, and they will play it near the halfway on the first tackle. That's the first tackle there, in fact. The previous was the 0. Played there by Redden. Now from Larson. Larson met by Ferner. Second tackle gone. We're on our third, with Jason Smith delicately kicking. Brasher, then smothered out there by Matt Singh. Played quickly back from McDougall and McGuinness. McGuinness scored the solo New South Wales try. Here's McDougall. Well, Paul Harrigan has consented to be with us. He's on the sideline. Paul, at half-time, can you let us in on the secrets? What was Tom talking about mainly?
Yeah, Tommy just wanted a little bit more better go forward out of the forwards in their own half. He was happy with the backs and looking very dangerous. He did say he believes, he reckons it's 2 to 3 tries from kicks. He wants more kicks in the danger area, and he also said he wants the boys to put everything in this first 10 minutes.
Saylor comes back. A clutching McGuinness was beaten badly. Fittler again left to make the tackle with McDougall. Langer, O'Davis. Davis away. Walters looking to pass, nobody in support. 3 metres into the Blues area. O'Davis again for Larson. Larson surging forward to the 40-metre line. Now Goddard. Tallis. The destroyer. Really opened up the waters for Aiken to score his try. Now Kevin Walters uses Rob O'Davis, puts a kick in, Brasher comes out of the beat. Read it well, Brasher. Back on his own 20, Wishart. Trying to turn it round. This was O'Davis. Brasher comes in from the right, reads it, gets down low to the ground. 34 metres out from their own line. Played by Terry Hill. Lazarus almost offside to receive from the acting half. Dimmick hasn't got the spark we've seen from him. Still, I think, playing with that knee. Andrew Johns on the halfway. David Furner.
Well, that's very poor play from New South Wales there. The kicker, the normal kicker, Andrew Johns, was tackled. David Furner picked it up. Nobody had got in the position to take on the responsibility. Straight down the throat of O'Davis, and has a grapple with David Furner and McDougall.
I'll tell you what, if you're marking their kicking game tonight, New South Wales, you give it a big fat 0. It's got nothing at all going for it.
So Larson crosses the 30-metre line, banged down by Barnhill and Butterfield. Here's Tallis again. Tallis straining to break that last tackle. Langer, plenty of players involved in every Tallis tackle. It's got to create something. Walters put down heavily. Langer, a kick down over the head of Wishart. Brasher's there with Wishart. Onside players come through to clean up. Oh! Wishart chances a pass. Brasher was there. Well, McDougall it was, not Wishart. Now played by McGuinness. Then to Fittler. They're spreading it wide quickly. Andrew Johns wrestled down by Renouf. Wishart on the far side. That's him. Furner. He too has probably got a lift. Dimmick. Lazarus rolling the big frame onward. From Dimmick. John. Butterfield and Langer. They came together. Sailor out of the corner. Hill meets him and Wishart's there to help.
Yeah, if the kicking game's been 0 out of 10, that individual kick there was a 9 out of 10. Picked up 60 metres. Robbie O'Davis on the second tackle takes it outside 20. It's been one of those rare occasions where they actually got good field position. Like Queensland not having too many problems picking up some easy metres. This time Reynolds picks up 5 or 6.
Goddard. O'Davis featuring much more prominently in the second half as he shuffles in positions. Oh, and he took Butterfield's head. Back on their 40-metre line. Walters away from Daly. Puts the kick down to McDougall on the feet. McDougall has to go hard to get it.
It's not
now he's out. He's out, McDougall, is he? I fancy there's a knock-on in there anyway.
Yeah, he's knocked on and he's knocked out.
Laurie Daly and Robbie O'Davis very slow to their feet as well. He went to try and catch it on the full, then pulled out. It hit him, so every Queensland chaser is onside. Very brave to dive in front of Ben Eichen.
Didn't he cop some once he landed on the ground there? Couple of knees, accidental, then G comes in, Wishart over the top.
We're okay, McDougall leaves the field. So the woes continue for New South Wales. Laurie Daly just stopping play here, waiting to get the man back on the field, and that is the far winger, Wishart.
Wishart is able to continue. McDougall assisted from the park. Matthew Johns finds himself on the left wing now. Queensland launching an attack. Renouf, Darren Smith, O'Davis folding out to the left. Held down by Daly. Larson. Payne makes the tackle big. 35 away from the Blues line. Queensland by 8. Langer for Walters. Walters on. Tallis wide. And a wrestle on between Fittler and Tallis. Matthew Johns involved, but Tallis is proving hard. Now, Jason Smith throws the dummy. Slides the pass. G away for Renouf. Rin off to the 20-metre line. Pulled down by Terry Hill. The battle continues on many fronts. It's Langer, and Walters running off his right hip. Walters, 10 metres away, 5 tackles gone. Langer, will he put the grubber in? It worked for him in one. There goes the little chip on the chase. Brescia's got work to do. Brescia, cool, calm. And it'll be a line drop out.
And disappointed that he had to play at the football. Beautifully weighted from Alan Langer. Tim Brescia was in good position, willing the football over the dead ball line. Andrew G, great effort from him to come through and put pressure on the opposing fullback. Another set of 6 coming Queensland's way. 10 into the second half, sorry. Another delicate stage of the game.
Timeout. 38,952 here at Rugby League's headquarters. 38,952. That would be viewed, I would imagine, as disappointing by promoters. O'Davis sending Andrew G back to be met by Barnhill and Butterfield and Dimmick. 30-metre line. Larson. Furner met him with pay. From the light ship. Jason Smith. And Walters was creamed by a tackle from Butterfield. And the ball was propelled forward for a scrum. 10 minutes into the second half.
Yeah, nice try for the inside ball. Jason Smith is starting to really show his wares tonight. A great ball there on the inside. Kevy just took his eyes off the football. That was the problem. Look at O'Davis.
What about Butterfield?
He didn't miss him.
The Blues away from their own red zone. 20 out from their own line. 12-4 down and a lot of work in front of them if they're to win this series. Pay. That go forward that Howe and Harrigan provided at Suncorp, it's lacking tonight, and that's why the Johnses and the Fittlers are having trouble making clean breaks. Furner. Dimmick away. Johns with it. Kick. Oh, straight to Sailor. Working off his 20-metre line. And the big fella played an enormous role in Kevin Walters' try at the 8th minute. O'Davis.
And for mine, Ray, you totally negate the game of Jim Dimmick playing him at dummy half. He's done plenty of defence out there tonight as Larson tackled 40 out centre field, but he's a ball player. I just don't see his value. He's not quick out of dummy half, so he doesn't put any pressure on the defence with him worrying about scooting out of there. I just don't understand that role at the moment.
Tallis. Jason Smith. Covering Brescia. He's been busy. He's been effective. And a great tackle by Renoff. Just outside the 20-metre line. A 15-metre gain by Wishart. Dimmick to dummy half again. And of course, if you've got a dummy half that you're not worried about running, it gives the markers even more freedom. Dimmick on. Andrew Johns finding Terry Hill. He steps, and Renoff has to come from behind to make the tackle on the halfway line. Now, Daly trying to make ground, but slipping there in the middle of the football stadium sand. Now Fittler's kick taken in by Kevin Walters, and Fittler picks him up and bangs him onto the ground. 12.5 minutes gone, second half, still the margin is 8. Queensland's way. Sailor. Webke, strong run by Webke. He's really made the transition to the top grade, hasn't he? Singh. Tallis back on the bench for the time being. Andrew G. to the halfway line. The telecast going live into New Zealand, live into the United Kingdom tonight. As Langer puts in a chip. He had a checkered passage through. The bouncers favoured Queensland. Was there a knock-on at the end of it? I think there was. And it will be a turnover.
Queensland players appealing there that it was touched by New South Wales. Not to be. And New South Wales, something's got to start happening for them. Lots of little kicks in the second half. It's good football. It was touched there, no doubt about it. And Matt Johns.
Yeah, knock on at the end from Singh. Probably was the reason we saw New South Wales get the footballers. Andrew Johns. The problem for New South Wales has been that their backs have been their best go-forward players.
Here's Matthew Johns coming off the left wing. An angled run. 43 metres from the Queensland line. Andrew Johns for David Furner. And he's met there by Darren Smith and parcelled up on tackle number 5. Dimmock. Johns. And he gets it high. Down to the uprights. Robbie O'Davis safe. Now he makes a big run. 25 metres out from his own line.
I think he may have had a little bit of practice at Newcastle catching those bombs, with Johnsy putting them up. Great return of play though, certainly put Queensland on the front foot.
There's been some torrid confrontations between the Newcastle players. A memorable one of the game was between O'Davis and McDougall before McDougall was taken off injured. Queensland then. Oh, Shane Webke! He ducks under a coat hanger. He goes down and is taken by pressure. Gets it back to Langer. Langer for O'Davis. O'Davis weaving and tackled 15 out from the Blues line. A chance for Queensland. They mount another attack. Langer, inside ball from Aiken. Aiken on 5. Langer drifting off to the right. Tallis is behind him. It's Langer. Puts a grubbing kick in. Oh, Tim Brasher cleans it up for a line drop out.
Well, they're looking strong. They're looking good, the Queenslanders. Disappointment there on the face of Langer. They didn't score. But what about this run by Webke? He's like Hercules and Samson all rolled into one. Busting them right up the middle. Bit of doubt over that pass. Looked a bit forward. Not seen by Harrigan. No, Davis nearly finished it off. But Webke, what a game he's had.
And then this is how it finished. If you don't come back from there with 4 points, this is the next best thing. So Queensland will get it back.
And with a shallow restart, you've got the feeling that a try is coming. Gordon Tallis, if he could have got the pass away around the corner, then they were in. Very, very close to busting through this New South Wales defence completely.
Walters trying to shrug off the defence. Tallis finds himself a dummy half. He decides to have a go. Everything else has worked for him tonight. He might as well. Barnhill and Brasher working to put him to ground. Goddard for Langer. Langer for O'Davis. O'Davis ridden into the ground by Daly. Daly hangs on. Darren Smith, Ben Aiken, Alan Langer. Now the pass goes wide. Benoff couldn't take it. Saylor's got it. Saylor away from one. Tries to shrug away from another, but succumbs to Daly. Then Goddard, now Langer. Langer kicks, and it's taken by Andrew Johns. And a ring of defence around him.
Well, a great defence there by New South Wales. But gee, it's burned up some petrol, all that defence. They are nearly out on their feet. 23 to go in this game. Robbie Kearns, he looks fresh. So does Butterfield. They must get them on. Good run from Lazarus.
So out on the 20-metre line. And it's Barnhill. Furner. So they weathered that storm. Still they trail by 8, New South Wales. Queensland very much on top. Saylor, spectacular. Johns underneath, Barnhill the top, O'Davis the ball runner. Taken down by Barnhill again.
You know, it's almost like Saylor and O'Davis have got targets on the front of their jumpers. Please hit me on the full.
Well, I've got to agree with that, Paul. I think the New South Wales guys have probably got a little bit carried away with this thing about going to Wendell Saylor's wing with the high ball. They're not high balls, they're pretty easy ones to catch. They've got to try and make sure that they put a little bit more construction into that kicking game.
Larson, Goddard down the right. Answering the call of Jason Smith. Pressure again, diving away to his left. McGuinness slides down the narrow corridor on the blind side. 25 metres out from his line. Butterfield had to turn back and bring it in. Made him easy prey. Kern. Denick. Fettler. John. Cuts out Hill. Goes behind him for Daly. Daly for Wisher. Just into Queensland's area. Andrew John steps away from Peter Ryan.
Well, the crowd appreciate a good kick anyway. Matt Singh takes it centre field, and the chase was pretty good. The first time New South Wales have been down this end of the field for a long, long time. I know they don't have the football. The vast majority of this second half spent in their own territory. They need to force a mistake and get some possession at this end.
Davis. Larson.
Oh, high shot there. Lucky to be let go by Bill Harrigan.
Time in opposition, half. Equal at 29. Tallis. Goddard. Valuable. Icon. Now Brasher. He's been beautiful back there, Brasher. Tackle on his own 40-metre line on tackle 1. McGuinness. Ooh, it was a clash of heads, McGuinness and Tallis.
He's lost the
And
footy.
he lost the ball. Knock on, we'll see Queensland get possession.
All the important mistakes at the moment going against New South Wales. That time, Gordon Tallis and Gary Larson just gave it to Ken McGuinness.
So the Maroons, the centre of the ground. First tackle on the new set. 8-3 the handling errors. New South Wales on the debit side of that. Price. Steve Oates sideline.
Yeah, the New South Wales forwards are looking very, very tight at the moment. There's Walters and Langer starting at the dummy half. Their marker defence has got to improve.
Menzies showing no sign of that tightness with a very good tackle. Just inside the 30-metre line, Goddard goes left, Langer pushes on, Walters there. Now for Renoff, Renoff from Hill, and Daly goes in to help the centre on the 20-metre line. From Walters back, Langer to the air. O'Davis and Saylor are coming down quickly. It was propelled forward by Queensland.
Bad luck for the Queenslanders, but interesting to note, you know, when that ball went up, no one got behind Tim Brasher in support. They all just stood and watched him, left him on his pat.
Kearns. Barnhill. Price making the tackle. Matthew Johns. Dougal, a chance that he might come back into the game. Butterfield. Kearns. Andrew Johns. Menzies. 5 gone now for the Blues. Oh, what a shocking pass to give the kicker, but he still had plenty of time. Saylor running back for it. And Saylor 25 away from his own line.
This is just a beautifully controlled performance by Queensland tonight. We saw at half-time they had 19 uses of the footy in the first half. They went through to 6 tackles on 15 occasions as Davis skips out of a tackle and finds Price. And I don't think they've made more than one error in this second half, and we're into the final 20 minutes. Defence is great as well. They've just got all aspects of the game covered.
Larson. 7 metres on their own side of halfway. Queensland eyeing off the trophy with a 12-4 lead. And we've had 63 minutes go. Darren Smith and Peter Ryan's with it now. Put down by Barnhill and Butterfield again. Goddard for Langer. Langer can sense that they're ready to be taken. Brasher refuses to give in. He beats Langer, but is taken by Darren Smith and Kevin Walters. Andrew Johns looking around for not too many personnel on side. It was Wishart eventually. Fettler. away from his 10, bumping away from Kevin Walters, but not having the same good fortune with Renouf. Now Kearns, and New South Wales doing it tough. 22 metres out from their own line for Matthew John. Andrew, Daly, Werner to the 30 metres, and 5 have gone. Price sailing through the air for a charge down. Queensland coming up with it on their own 40-metre line, so the foundation is there for a very good set. O'Davis. Sailor, a run from dummy half of 2 places before Darren Smith. Kevy Walters. Singh, Kearns and Barnhill defending on the Blues 40-metre line. This should be 5. And it's a handoff for Langer to scurry through. And then he picks up Goddard. Goddard with a weaving run, ending 15 away from the Blues line. And now it's gone across for Ben Aiken. Aiken looking around over that left shoulder. 5 gone now. It's come away from Andrew G for Alan Langer. Langer will score. Langer scores and probably seals the series. Well, he's picked up some unfinished business from a month ago, and it continues.
And it's smile all round in the Queensland camp, and rightly so. That wraps it up. We've got 15 to go, and they're not playing well enough, the Blues, to get back in. Queensland, well, Alan Langer, he's just dazzled everybody there, stepped through, beat 4 defenders, and I don't think they got a touch on him. It was the last tackle. He shaped the kick, stepped inside Bittler, stepped inside Matthew Johns. Werner couldn't get to him, and Tim Brasher, well, he had no chance. How many times have we seen Langer do this to New South Wales, just torment them?
Oh yeah, the little general, he's done it all on his own here. But it was the offload of Shane Webke before which got them the break. A fantastic offload and run by Shane Webke. He's had a great second half, and Alfie just finishes it off. Oh, so easy for him.
The embrace of the apparent victors. Alan Langer tonight becomes only the 3rd player to play 30 Origins. Meninga and Lewis the other 2.
The experience of Langer and Kevin Wallace there, undoubtedly telling the side that this is not over. Don't think it is.
So the conversion off the boot of Robbie O'Davis successful. Queensland now by 14 points. Running repairs for Wishart. We break. So the Blues. It's looking bleak, and they don't look to have the energy left to get out of it. (18-4), Queensland enjoying what is now a commanding lead with 13 to go. Wishart is off. That left eye has closed, and McDougall has gone back on. Rod's on the bench there. The doctors have a look at it. Price, not a great deal in the tackle count, but it does seem that the Blues have been more times in defence than attack. Langer driving it. They'll defend into the corner. Brasher. McDougall. Menzies. Converted try would still see them 8 points in arrears. It's come to miracle time now. McDougall. Pay. Daly. Brasher. Hasn't he had some work to do tonight?
No, he's been absolutely superb, Tim Brasher, on the beaten side. If you thought the news was bad from New South Wales at the moment, it's about to get worse as Andrew Johns puts pressure on Barnhill. Brad Fittler's knee is just about gone. He might be coming off as well for the rest of the match.
Fittler leaving the park. Just while Peter was talking, what about the athleticism of David Barnhill? Menzies works with McDougall. Then Andrew Johns. Lashes with him, he cuts him out. Daly catch and pass. On the bounce for Hill. Davis across to cover. .25 out from his own line. Singh. Through the tackle of Barnhill, but not Pay. To the 40-metre line, Goddard. Kevin Walters. Darren Smith on his outside. Back on his inside, Goddard. On his inside, Renoff. Renoff's over the 40-metre line. Blues hanging off him. Ferner making the tackle. Darren Smith. An angled run, then servicing Langer. Langer quick played the ball. Darren Smith to the 20. Puts a grubbing kick in. It came off one Blue and went back to another in the shape with Menzies. Plays it on his own 20-metre line. Lazarus back on. Met by Andrew G. Goddard involved in defence. Dimmock. Darren Smith low. Walters up the top. 10 minutes of the game remaining as Daly pushes it away for Andrew Johns. Inside ball for Menzies. Menzies aching to have a run, but he just can't find any space. It was nearly there that time. Ferner wrapped up by Webke. Ferner's finished up with it. Knocked backwards, said Harrigan. Johns. Matthew. Brasher. Brasher coming back.
They've just got nowhere to go, haven't they? I mean, they're just continually throwing the ball from side to side, but the Queensland defence is there to meet them. It's just been a great performance by the Maroons.
Sailor. Done everything asked of him tonight. Wendell Sailor. That's where they're at. 30 out from their own line. G. Webke. I think he's going to be in that maroon jumper for quite some time, Webke. And I think they might as well fit him out for a green and gold one as well.
I've seen David Barnhill miss a couple of tackles this game, but why would it 39 tackles for Barnhill as Langer nearly slides through again? And Jamie Goddard, he's had a great game back in State of Origin. 29 tackles from him. Service has been great. That will find touch. The clock on Queensland side. It's a good tactic. Waste some time. Under 10 to go.
Jason Smith coming off and Gary Larson going back on. And Jason Smith has done exactly what was predicted. You know, he just offers that alternative and takes some pressure off the main playmakers.
Yeah, he's given them real stability at the back of the scrum. Their attacking raids have been first class all night. Lining up with his brother Darren and Gordon Tallis, they really have been quite destructive. We've got to pay credit, I guess, to the other guys in the forward pack. Their discipline and defence has been first class all night long.
So, back in familiar territory, the Blues with McDougall. Fittler has come back. Piled into the ground by Darren Smith.
It's a brave effort from Brad Fittler because poor Tar, he's in all sorts of trouble with that knee injury. He limps out of that tackle. He realises how dire the situation is. And usually a good ball to Daly. He's through.
Daly's looking for support. And the pass goes astray. McDougall will clean it up. No, he doesn't. It's off the boot of O'Davis. He picks it up daringly and has been put into touch. Probably another kick on it was the way to go for Robbie.
And Bill Harrigan was waiting for a call from his touch judge there to see whether it should have been penalty against Andrew Johns, whether the tackle had been completed.
Well, the Johns brothers combined to put Daly in that gap. McDougall, he didn't have much time. And I think given a second call on that, Robbie O'Davis would have put the foot to it. Menzies. Oh, Fittler was about to play the next play. 18-4. 3 tries to 1, and you've got to say it's been comprehensive. Again, it emphasises the value of a forward pack, dominating, providing go forward. It happened in Brisbane for the Blues. It's happened tonight for the Maroons. Walters, Renoff. He's got a couple of tries at origin level from memory. 2, in fact. Renoff, prolific try scorer in club football. Larson, 25 out now. Langer, Walters, crouched down, huddled over the ball, hoping to come out the other side. Maybe get an offload. Tallis, back there, I would imagine. Ordered from the coach, get out there and enjoy the last few minutes of it. You've been a great provider. Langer, peppering the line. Jason Smith's pass. And the advantage applies for McDougall. Tallis came out of the line to try and make the tackle. Oh, what a classic tackle by Larson.
Oh, yeah, but McDougall, if he passes the football, it was 3-on-1. He did a great job to get in a position to create the overlap and then nullified it by taking the tackle as Matthew Johns weighs at 19 out. New South Wales just throwing everything. Course into the wind. Here's Hill in
Terry
space.
Hill, he's got a round sailor, but he's been covered by Price. Just beyond the Blues' 40-metre line from McGuinness. Andrew Johns, Daly, Furner, Matthew Johns, his brother. Now it's Butterfield. And they're just into Queensland's area. A lot of players in motion. The ball changing hands, but Queensland unruffled. Daly, Matthew Johns, again Andrew. Lazarus, Fittler, Terry Hill, McGuinness. The last Fittler for the bomb. Across the park, straight. Oh, Singh's put it down. Menzies looks at the corner, gets it for Brasher for Furner. Furner for McDougall. McDougall for Brasher. Brasher goes back for the corner, and he's put away. McDougall, 2 metres from the line. Butterfield again, Dean Pay, then David Furner. Matthew John. Andrew to the 10, held it back as long as he could. Daly, Hill, McGuinness. McGuinness back for Hill, back for Daly. Along the ground, second bounce for Lazarus. And Big Lazo goes to ground. 2 metres from the line. Pay. Fittler. Across for Daly. Daly. Floats it. Finds Furner. Furner. Offloads for Butterfield. And Butterfield will play the ball. The Maroons desperately tackling. Preserving their line. Fittler goes to the air. It's a high kick. Sailors underneath it. And will take it out to the 20.
Well, that set of 6 just shows why Queensland have won this game. I can't believe New South Wales didn't score a try there. But in the end, the numbers in defence, the eagerness to get there, the final defusing of the bomb, that was just a fitting end to 4 great sets of tackles in defence.
Webke. Tackled on the halfway line. Pass, finding Renoff. 10 metres into Blues territory. Ryan, Way, and Andrew Johns gets there first for New South Wales. Fittler, Brasher's with him. Brasher's still with him. And Brasher's put the pass down. Sailor comes away. Beats Andrew Johns. Then Smith angles back in. Gets it away for Goddard. Goddard's inside the 40. Inroads being made by both sides. Right now it's Queensland's turn. Walters. Singh. Webke. Pulled down by Lazarus on the 20. Centre of the ground. Now for Peter Ryan. Fern is there. Just over 1 minute of the game remaining. Queensland have won the series. Langer begging for support. Goddard is there. Goddard takes it to ground. Back for a drop goal. And it's Jason Smith. A further point goes on the Queensland total. 19-4.
And Jason Smith's first field goal in State of Origin. It hasn't been a classic Origin match, but I'll tell you what, it's been a pleasure to watch the way these Queenslanders have gone about their business. Their defence has won them the night. Outstanding defence. Coach Wayne Bennett must be very, very proud of his players. Well done.
So are we watching Alan Langer in his last Origin match? He hinted that would be the case.
Well, there's a whole state holding their breath against that. It's just been absolutely sensational again tonight, but gee, he's had some help.
It's hard to imagine the game without him, really.
Well, on his form that we're seeing at club level and at rep level, you know, he's got plenty of footy left in him.
Well, the Blues, the short kick-off, and Ben Ikin, 3 or 4 metres his own side of the halfway. Walters, Ikin, Langer, they've all scored tries for the Queensland side. Walters with a kick. Saylor was onside. Brasher taken by Saylor. We must be very close to the last play. Bill Harrigan calls time. So 3 matches behind us. Total rugby league entertainment. The mighty Queenslanders, as the sign says, have won the Origin in 1998. There's now been 7 deciders required. They've won 5 of them. But this was a tremendous comeback from Brisbane. They were totally outplayed up there. But tonight, a revised team. They had the go forward from the big men. This man was a star, Tallis. Walters, Ikin, Langer the tries. Lockyer 2 from 2. O'Davis 1 from 1. Jason Smith a drop goal.